What's up guys, Coach Ashton here and welcome back to my YouTube channel for another spontaneous cooking video. I am doing a little meal prepping for my week and I always have a sweet treat on hand because if you're like me, the cravings are real, but when you're on a fat loss journey or a health journey, you want to have healthier alternatives because if not, then it just leads to probably eating things that you know you shouldn't be eating or splurging more, which we do not want. So today on the menu, I'm going to be making peanut butter protein bites. I have the recipe here on my phone. This is from one of my recipe books. I have multiple recipe books that have quick, easy, convenient meal ideas in there that are also family friendly because if you're like me, nobody has time to be making separate meals for their family, especially if your kids are picky, so you might want to check this one out. I'll put the full recipe down below, but let's get into it, shall we? So as far as the ingredients goes, all you're really gonna need is peanut butter. This is just what I have on hand. It's like a natural Jiffy kind. We are gonna do some chia seeds, some protein powder. This is my all-time favorite. It is the salted peanut butter flavor. It tastes perfectly with this recipe. Some Quaker oats. You can use honey or you can use maple syrup, one or the other, whatever you have on hand or prefer. And we are gonna do some chocolate chips in here as well. All right, to get started with this recipe, I'm gonna throw in 1 scoop of protein powder. Again, this is just my favorite. It cooks really well, tastes really well. And again, it's flavored salted peanut butter because it goes really well with the peanut butter that I have in this recipe. Going in with a 1/2 cup of rolled oats. I'm gonna show you a trick for how to actually measure this stuff to make sure that it's accurate. Next up, we're gonna have some peanut butter and we're gonna do some chia seeds too. So going in first with 1 tablespoon of chia seeds right on top. And then the peanut butter, you want to do 1 full cup. The trick that I have for you is to get out your food scale, which remember from my last meal prepping video, in order to be incredibly accurate, especially when you're on a fat loss journey, you need a food scale. So put your food scale down and then put your peanut butter weighed at its fullest without the lid on your scale and then measure out the amount of ounces that are in 1 cup for your recipe versus just trying to put it in this container because it's not really that accurate. So now that I've done that and measured that out, I'll put that in there. And then next, I think I'm gonna go in with the maple syrup today versus the honey. So the recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of honey. Again, I'm gonna just do the maple syrup today. So there's 1 and 2. Can't forget about our chocolate chips. Do a 1/4 cup of those. And then to make these little protein ball bites stick really well to each other, I just put a little bit of water in there. And then if it needs more, you'll know because you're gonna mix it all together. And if you notice that it's like really dry, you need it to be a little bit smoother so it all combines really well, you just wanna add a little bit of water. Also, fun fact, when you're doing this, try and do it in a bigger bowl. You may think you don't need a very big bowl, but it just makes mixing the ingredients up so much easier versus a small bowl. So it got a little sticky, so I added just a little bit more water, but here is what it should look like. It should be pretty thick, but not too thick, if that makes sense. You want it to be able to pull apart and roll it into individual bowls. So that's what we're gonna do next. Again, I track my macros and I make actual recipes in the app that I track my food on, and then I divide it by my serving sizes. It's so simple, it's so easy. I'll put a screenshot of it right here so you guys can kind of just see how I do it. Because sometimes, let's face it, we try and do the correct serving size, but then it ends up not being the correct serving size. So this is a really simple way that you can make sure that you're accurate when it comes to tracking your food and your macros. This is the tricky part, and it's making individual balls that are actually even. You just want to try and do the best that you can. At the end of the day, you just want to make sure you know exactly how many balls that you make. So then again, your macros that you're tracking, you can be a little bit more accurate with. I eat these just as like a little sweet treat when I'm craving something. So I don't want to make the balls too terribly big. I'd rather have 1 or 2 of them and then be done versus, 2 or 3 bigger ones. If they're smaller ones though, and I can eat more, whatever it is, just psychologically, I think I'm eating more. So that's what works for me, making more smaller ones versus bigger ones. So whatever you need to do, it's perfectly fine. You're just gonna roll them up into a ball. Fun fact here, if you get your hands a little wet, then the mixture, or what I like to call like the cookie dough mixture, won't stick to your hands, which is nice. I probably should have made a double batch because these babies are gonna be gone really fast, but threw them in a container, gonna stick them in the refrigerator now. You wanna let them chill for about 30, 45 minutes until you eat them, but they'll stay good in your refrigerator for the entire week. So this is my simple and easy sweet treat hack for you. And if you want the recipe, it's down below, and hopefully you can try this one and come back for more recipes, because this is something that I'm trying to do on a week-to-week basis, is just share with you more meal ideas, as well as how to make meal prepping simple, easy, how to track your macros, just educate you on all the things. So until next time, subscribe, let me know if you like this video.